So now, we're, I guess, senior year. When you want to continue playing football, you go through this whole recruiting process. What was that process like for you?
Scary. It was scary because I had no idea what the heck was going on. It was a process that nobody you kind of see it
Mm-hmm.
throughout the high school, throughout the years, but don't really know what's going on. After the Mather game, which was my last game of the season, my mom was like, "So what's next?" I don't know.
Right.
um, it was interesting. I would talk to a couple coaches, mostly Division 3, and which was depressing. I was like, I know I want to play football, but I'm gonna walk on. Like I told Coach Bevel, like I'm walking on at Temple. I got into Temple University, and
Nice.
I was really bound on going to Temple.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just walk on at Temple. And he was like, all right, I'll let the coach at Temple know. And then that's when two schools from the NE10 talked to me. I got a call. First I got a call from Merrimack University. And, they was very interested. And then Coach Murphy from St. Anselm College actually came down and talked to me, Burnett, Jack, like looked us dead in the eyes, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, man, just apply. You guys got the grades, apply. And once you get in, then we can have an official visit. So I was like, cool. I mean, I saw they had my major. I wanted to go to school for computer science. So I applied, got in, let him know. And he was like checking on me like every week,
Oh, that's nice.
It really felt like, you want me to be there. So I ended up taking a visit to St. A. And I had a visit with Mary Mac the same weekend.
And how were your visits?
Man, St. A visit was legendary. It's the first time I get to talk.
Are you able to share what was so legendary about this visit?
I guess so. I went to a club.
Mm-hmm. How'd you get
I
in?
don't think my parents know about this. So you go pop. I went to a club and shout out to Key Charles.
Just shout out everybody.
Keith gave me this ID. That night my name was Ashton Ashers. Much
Oh, you
respect.
could be an Ashton.
There was a light skinned dude on the car. It was funny because I gave that bodyguard the car. He looked at me with like, man, go ahead. Like he knew it was fake.
Yeah.
But when I was in there, what really made me go to say that, I'm in there, I'm just standing around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I looked at this one dude the wrong way. Dude just came up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got a problem with me, bro? I'm like, bro, I ain't got no problems with you. And he said, who you with? I pointed at Keith, JB, and Titus. And he was like, all right. And he turned around, walked away. And I was like, I think this is
This
it.
all right.
This all right. Went back.
Feel like a team.
Yeah, exactly. Went back and cooled out. And also Coach Murphy was like, if you come in shape, you're going to play.
Okay. That's motivating.
Come in shape, you're going to play. So I was like, cool. And then I was like, I still got the Merrimack visit, which it wasn't an overnight. It was just like tour through the campus, talk to the coaches.
Okay. I
had an individual meeting with the head coach. I see my name on the top of the board, recruiting board.
Okay.
And I was like, I got St. Anselm College. I was talking to him. He was like, look, whether you come here or not, we're going to win. And I was like, well, I guess you don't need me.
Right.
So at that moment, I was like, yeah, I'm signing to St. Anselm College. My mom's cried. She didn't want me to go. She wanted me to go to like Howard.
And where is St. Anselm? Just so.
Oh, yeah. St. Anselm College is in Manchester, New Hampshire. So it's about 8 hours away from home. I didn't really think about that too much.
Right.
I didn't realize how important that would be in college, but it is what it is. So that off season, man, I just got in shape. I just ran. Tried to do all the lifts, but I ain't know half of them lifts he put in that package. I was YouTubing all them joints. I'm like, this is probably not smart to try and learn how to snatch by myself.
Yeah, like probably not.
So
probably
yeah,
not.
Yeah, that was my decision. That's how I made my decision.
Nice. And then, so what conference is St. A's in?
St. A's in the NE10.
Okay,
That's the Northeast 10 Conference. Yeah.
got it. And
Division
then,
2.
so there was this slogan out. I'm not sure if you remember because I was a part of this slogan as well. And it goes, "We choose D2."
Yeah.
Say it with me.
It was like,
We choose D2. How did you feel about that saying?
bruh, it's like, no, we didn't, bruh. We're like, we want to go division. Nobody wants to go Division 2.
It was like they were trying to do this, oh, we're gonna snatch that power back. But I feel like everyone had the same response, like,
And that was that
no.
was the first year of the slogan.
I think so, because I remember the rollout when I was in
First
school.
year of the
So
slogan, bro. It was terrible. I think
yeah,
they've changed it by now, but
they should,
it was
because
bad.
that I don't know who was on the board of that, but they should have been fired, and all the people that allowed it to go to printing.
Oh man.
So let's see. Let's start with, I guess you went to training camp. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So football players first ones on campus.
Mm-hmm.
We got there first week of August. Training camp was very long. It was about 3 weeks. And when we first started training camp, we were split up into two teams, the A team and the B team.
Okay.
I ended up on the A team. Or I think they say white and blue. So
Okay.
and white was pretty much like all the upperclassmen. Like B
Okay.
was like all underclassmen. So I was like, okay, they got some trust. They expect me to do some things. I feel like I picked up the playbook quick. Um, the amount of meetings we had was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had about 4 or 5 meetings a day. Practiced 2 times a day. So luckily the training camp rules, they was just starting to like not be as crazy as what it used to be. Like you
Okay.
couldn't give us no like three practices
Woo.
a day type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you would do like a quick practice in the morning and
Mm.
then a long one in the afternoon or vice versa. So
Now, when you went in a training camp, I know you were saying when you went into McNamara, you felt like that odd man out. Did you have that feeling going into college? Like,
nah, man, the upperclassmen really embraced me. Um,
okay.
Shout out to Trevor. Trevor was like big bro
Okay.
of that class, man. He like really came in and like was like, "Yo, what's up? You ever need anything? Like I'm here."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then met a couple DMV dudes, Eddie Escobar, Joel. So
And then Jack was there too, right?
yeah, Jack, my teammate. Yeah, we came in together.
The
So
one that dropped the 2 touchdowns, but it's
that
okay.
was funny because he was like, "You going to St. A?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going too." Like it
Wow.
wasn't even like we talked about it. It
Right.
just happened that way. So yeah, going in this time, I was for one, yeah, I was embraced early, but
Mm-hmm.
also I felt like knowing where I was from,
Mm-hmm.
I just came in with a different level of confidence than I did going into high school. Like, bro, I'm
Okay.
from the DMV. Like, I'm coming up to New Hampshire. Like, I'm balling. I really don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
So that added to, like, would you say you went in with confidence?
I went in super confident. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little too confident.
I mean, sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just say this on the front end. From my understanding, you played every game of your college career. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, I
That's
did.
amazing.
Yes. Thank God. I'm blessed to have done that.
Yeah.
Even though I did. I mean, I had some nicks and bruises and some hurts, but I've seen people have some, careers end early. So
Right.
that was a blessing.
Okay. And so tell us about like your first 1 to 2 years playing college football.
Yeah, my first year, my first game, I would play kick return.
Okay.
Like, bro, I've never returned a kick in my life before that.
Okay.
And I think at that point on, I just, you kind of realize who you are.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't you?
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
That was a rough game. But that was cool because that was the one time my uncle got to see me play before he passed. So that was
Oh
cool.
wow,
That was
that's
cool.
amazing.
But no, freshman year was rough.
What does that
It
mean?
was rough. Well, for one, we didn't have a good season. I knew I was going into a bad team, but it's similar to what
You've been there
Joel.
before.
Yeah, I've been there before, but I was kind of hoping to be part of. I was hoping to be part of that program. You know that there's
That
always
revamp.
yes, there's that
Mhm.
one class that turns things around,
Yeah.
right? I've seen it. You see it on TV all the time.
Right.
So I was kind of hoping to be part of that. I got there, and of course, Trevor was one of them players that took it serious. But then you realize it's a decent amount of people there that kind of was just playing the game and not really studying it, not really going all in on it.
Okay.
So that was kind of tough to realize. But I also I was just small, like my and freshman year you kind of got to pay your dues. So I was doing things like they was putting me on kickoff return, like I was on the front line. I was the
Mm.
center on kickoff return. So I'm
Mhm.
blocking like 250-pound linebackers, running full speed at you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I had to go through stuff like that, but I still, by the end of the season, man, I was starting. Uh, Mostly, I don't think it was because of injury. Like I really did earn my spot
Okay.
throughout the season, but I realized I just knew freshman year I just had to get bigger and stronger. Like I'll be watching film like, dang, like I don't remember being this skinny in
Yeah.
high school, but like, my arms was like wiry, yo. Like it was a little crazy. Um,
And them small calves.
yes. And then I didn't help myself going into sophomore year.
Uh-huh.
So that off season, my first off season there, I was wearing long sleeves to every workout
Okay.
because I was trying to be like Ed Reed, one of my favorite players.
Okay.
Not realizing like, bro, he did that because he was trying to lose weight.
Oh, you didn't know the method to the
I thought it
madness.
was because he's trying to get in shape.
Mhm.
He's already he's trying to shed, sweat more, shed
Right.
pounds, stuff like
You thought that was just his swag, like
that. Yeah. So and
okay.
then they moved me to safety my sophomore year.
Okay.
See, you got to do stuff like you're kind of like a linebacker, defensive back. You a mix.
Okay.
So for me, uh, I was small, bro. Like I was really trying to block tight ends and stuff. At 175, 180, it wasn't working. Uh, but
Mm.
I did okay. I
Did
did
your
okay.
coaches ever like this is just me out of curiosity, like emphasize size? Like was there ever a thing like, hey, you need to gain a little weight or was
They
that
never
a thing in college or
not to
your
me.
experience?
Not to me. I mean, I was never overweight.
Yeah.
So I think I was always in shape. I know one thing I feel like stopped me from being, I feel like even stronger, or at least going into my sophomore year. I had an injury. I actually got hurt in spring ball.
Okay.
So the spring ball injury, which I had like a slip disc in my neck.
Mm.
So that really prevented me from doing like
A lot
lifting
of
any types
lifting.
of weights and things of that nature
Yeah.
into that in that off season. So I did what I could. So I just didn't have the best season. I feel like, people say that freshman or sophomore year is so important. And so that
Mm.
I feel like I look back like I had decent stats, but I feel like that jump, I just wasn't able to have it as fast as I could have. But yeah.
Now, I mean, I did my research, and from what I found, it didn't hold you back too much because your junior and senior seasons, you held the record for most pass breakups on the team. Was that correct? I do.
Yeah, each season I led the team in pass breakup. So going to my junior year,
Mhm.
I got a driver's license. That changed the game for me.
Okay.
Cause like before that, I wasn't consistently going to the weight room because I couldn't get no ride.
Yeah.
Now, mine just not an excuse. I could have went to the rec center. I ain't know the rec center had weights.
But access is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like just every day going to the Air Force Base and lifting. I had a really strict workout schedule that year.
Mhm.
So I really went in like looking different, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Yeah, and then even the spring ball going in, I just really found my stride. I really got back to like who I was. Like I
Okay.
used, back in high school, we used to have like DBU with Coach Bevel. Like I would get up twice a week in the off season, get to school at 5 in the morning,
Mhm.
and we would do DB workouts. Yeah, twice a week.
Yeah.
So by the time I left, man, like my footwork was good. Like I was really good at being a corner. And when I got to college, they tried to force you to play by their book.
Yeah.
And my junior year, I was like, bro, I'm not that player.
Yeah.
He not. And luckily we had a different DB coach that was like, get get comfortable with yourself, like be comfortable.
Yeah. So
So I just played within the system, but I was playing like how I felt like I should have been playing.
okay.
Yeah.
So your off-season workouts, were these workouts that like your coaches would provide you, or were these ones that you kind of, took from what y'all would do like maybe at school and brought them
Yeah.
home?
Weight room wise, I did what my coaches said, but I like everything that Bevel would used to tell me to do. I just started doing that.
Like
Like
what?
I was running the bleachers. I went and got a ladder. Was doing a whole bunch of ladder drills, doing all the footwork drills. He used to make us do,
Mhm.
and I worked a lot on like getting in and out of my breaks. Like that was very important to me, just because I wasn't the fastest, but so I
Mhm.
had to be quick. So I'll just work on getting out of transitions, things of that nature, and yeah, man, that, and then I watched our Wi-Fi at school was way better than my freshman sophomore year. And I say
Okay.
that because I just started watching so much film. It was just easier to watch film at that time.
Yeah.
And we had huddle, so I would, the coaches would check our film logs, and I'm like putting in like 8 hours of film before the game. Like I was watching a
Wow.
lot of film before games, so I was just prepared.
So do you think junior year is really when you came into yourself? It sounds like you really started to like embrace or understand who you were. Do you feel that that was the thing or
Yeah, I really just got comfortable with who I was and playing that position. Plus, I had my boy Bailey on the other side,
okay.
so we was just like we don't got to switch sides of the field. We felt like the Legion of Boom. Really, I feel he like either one of us could have been like Richard Sherman and whoever the other corner was, but they never switched sides.
Right,
So we
right.
we was going to be those type of dudes,
Yeah.
and so we just kind of was just very confident in who we were. We knew the defense, and we studied, and yeah, man, I just felt really good that year, especially like the Bowie State game. All that stuff, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, Bowie State game. Was this the one at St. A's?
No, this was the one at Bowie State.
That was a
Yeah,
big game. That was like the only game you had in Maryland. Is that correct?
in college, yeah, that was the only game I played in Maryland in college, and that was my last game I ever played in Maryland. I
Was
was
it the
so
hottest game you ever played?
yes.
It was what? It had to be almost 100 degrees that day.
I was so nervous that day. I couldn't eat no breakfast. I couldn't put no food down.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, I cramped up that game too. But I came in for the last drive. It was a lot that day. But it was cool that we was able to win. Um,
Yeah, in front of like everybody showed up. Um
Everybody showed up,
oh
man.
yeah, I think pretty much all the away stands were people there for you.
Yeah, that was also a tough thing just about college in general. Like my parents was going through financial situations at that time, so they
Mhm.
couldn't come to like all the games and stuff. I know they was
Yeah.
watching,
Yeah.
but it was tough to see like especially people like from Maryland. I would see
Right.
people from Maryland. His parents, I was like, how these parents at every game? But their
Right.
parents at every game and stuff. So uh it was kind of tough. But I ain't trip on it.
Yeah. Just took a note of it. Um so what was your worst training camp in college? Was it that first one or
Yeah, it was the first one. It was the first one. The other ones was like going into junior year.
Mhm.
I was third on the depth chart, so I just came in like ready to take
What is
some.
the depth chart?
Oh, my bad. The roster,
I know
like,
other people may know,
so
but
the depth chart. So pretty much like how you're positioned at your position. So if there's two corners on the field, I was third on the depth chart. So there's the
okay,
1 and 2, and then there's the number 3, right? So I
gotcha.
was third on the depth chart, and I
Okay,
wasn't going in trying to like make somebody look bad, but I was just like, I'm going in trying to take what I deserve. Felt like I deserved. Like I felt like I should be starting,
okay,
and I just went in like it was fun, just balling out, man, making plays. It was a good time.
yeah. And then so I know y'all played this team called Stone Hill, and I'm guessing they were also the Hawks because y'all would play for the Bronze Hawk. Um, how many times did y'all win this Bronze Hawk in
Hey,
this game?
we never got that trophy, man. Really, Stonehill can. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna try to keep it clean. I know my pop want to watch this, but forget Stonehill,
Your
bruh.
mom more so, but
Both
yeah,
all my family, forget Stonehill.
yeah.
Trash.
Uh huh.
Bruh.
Why is that?
It was it was a blow to my stomach when I realized after my seeing like, bro, we never beat this team,
Yeah.
and it was always close. It wasn't the fact that it was like they just beat our ass. Oh Lord, they beat us up.
Uh
Only
huh.
time we got blown out my sophomore year with my freshman year, junior, and senior was close games,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I can't believe we never beat these dudes.
Man, that's tough. Now, out of all your seasons in college, like what was the best season like record wise?
Oh, my junior year, so we started that season 5-0.
Mhm.
That was funny trying to keep my stay humble,
Yeah.
you know. So that was great. That was a great year, man. We started 5-0. We at one point I was leading the country,
Mhm.
and I was either top 3 or leading the country in pass breakups per game,
Mhm.
and that got to my head for sure.
Yeah.
That got to my head, but but it was awesome. Our defense was finally coming through, and then our offense was looking good, man. There was games versus Bentley. People stormed the field after we won because it was the first time we beat Bentley in school history,
Oh
like
wow. So
ever.
y'all broke some records.
Yeah, we were breaking records that year. It was another, and then we won on a Hail Mary versus New Haven. Like it was just crazy games that we won. Like we had an overtime win for
Mhm.
Southern Connecticut. Like we was just pulling wins out, and yeah, that was fun, man.
So, when I know you said you want when going in the same age, you wanted to be a part of that class that like turned the corner and made a difference. Do you feel that y'all were able to do that?
I don't know about turning the corner, but we've set a standard.
Okay.
We've set like we set a new bar.
Okay. And what
You
was that
know,
bar?
just like our record being 6-5 was probably like the first record over 500 since like 2000.
Oh
So
wow.
like we set the bar for like people, to reach now,
Okay.
so people now the school it's like the school finally believed in us. We was going through a weird thing where like the school was considering going D3 during that
Yeah.
time. It was a lot, but I feel like once our class kind of got in there and we had our 6-5 season. The last season, my senior year, was disappointing, but our quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
But I feel like they started to actually invest in
In
the
the
football
football.
program after that. So
That has to be
yeah,
good to be a part of that. It has to feel good.
yeah, no, it was, um, yeah, it was a blessing.
So now we're back to these questions. Any pregame rituals?
Okay, in college, um, college was interesting because I was in the middle of um streaming when streaming like first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So when I used to have an MP3 player, but then I had finally got an MP3, and I would listen to a lot of J. Cole, a A lot of J. Cole. Listen, J. Cole, Fabulous, Soul Tape 2. That Soul Tape 2 is different for me. And a couple other things, but mostly Cole and Fabulous. Oh, Kendrick Lamar, of course. I
Yes.
can't.
Swimming pools. Is that the name of the album? Well, the swimming pools was on the album.
Good Kid,
Anyway.
Mad City.
Yeah, there we go.
Good Kid. By junior senior, like by junior senior, was To Pimp a Butterfly. Oh,
Yeah.
J Rock. J Rock, Money Trees Part 2. I had to, like my senior, I had to listen to that before every game.
Wow.
That was a really good song. And I finally got like I had like a track warm up that I would do before every practice, before every game.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it so much that I would, like, the underclassmen, some of them started doing it with me. Like, I
Oh
would
wow.
do the warm up before stretch.
Okay.
I would get to practice early enough or get out pregame and make sure I did. And it was the same warm up that Coach Bevel would make us go through with DB workouts. So like I really just got back to that, you
Yeah.
know, and especially my junior senior, So
Did we shout out Coach Bevel? It sounds like he made a
Coach
lasting
Bevel,
impact.
Coach Bevel, I just want to say thank you. And it's sad. You look first. I know you said, he told me, he said, you're gonna do what I'm telling you in college and you're gonna be successful. I wish you would do what I'm telling you now. But I appreciate all of the just everything that you taught me, just all of the wise words, the wisdom. I really I wouldn't have been good. I wouldn't have made any plays without his knowledge that he gave me. So I really appreciate Coach Bevel. So thank you, Coach. You know what I'm saying? You the man. You the man.
Nice. Now, game day swag. Did you get in?
Man,
Did
finally
you have the?
I stepped my game up, bro. I got I went to the mall. I got 2 packs of white Nike socks, bro. I wasn't playing with
Okay.
these fools. And then I got like white cutters. Those are football gloves.
Okay.
I used to have, when it was hot, I had this quarter sleeve, this Saint A quarter sleeve, like Under Armour type joint, dry fit. And when it got cold, I started having this like loose, long sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And what's sad is, people will still say I ain't had no swag. That's what's crazy. But to me, I was good. I was confident.
Right.
You
And then,
know?
so the gloves, do they help? The cutters, excuse me.
No, they did. Because I got those in the middle of the season. Before that, I had these white Nikes. And the game before I got them cutters, man, I dropped a big pick six. Like, if I get this, bro, this change the game. Man.
Right.
So I dropped that. So the next game was AIC. I got an interception. And I was like, it's the cutters.
Now, did you have any interceptions in your college career?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
His was crazy, right? I have the school record for most pass breakups, which
Right.
sometimes to me that's like most dropped interceptions. I dropped like I always had I had one interception each year.
Mm-hmm.
I could have had about my junior senior especially. I should have had 6, 7. Like, I was there.
Right.
But it is, it's all good.
Right. And we may have already covered this, but did you have a most memorable game?
My junior year versus Mary Mac. Of course, after the recruiting situation, playing Mary Mac was big for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
my first 2 years, we got destroyed. But we came into that Mary Mac game 4-0 my junior year.
Okay.
And they had a bump. I don't want to say bump quarterback. They had a freshman quarterback.
Okay.
And I studied them to the T that whole week. Like, I already knew my game plan. I knew what I was going to do. I was just going to play with the quarterback head, because it was never me versus receiver. It's always me versus quarterback.
Yeah.
That's for y'all receivers. Y'all care about one-on-ones. Like, I don't. I never cared about one-on-ones. Just want to throw that out there. It's me versus the quarterback. But I had an interception that game. Had like 4 pass breakups. I got beat early in that game, and I was like, I just gotta get over it. Next thing you know, I just kind of went crazy. And it's sad because I cramped up that day too. I probably would have played even more. I probably would have had even more stats. But that was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, looking back on your college career, do you have any regrets?
Do I have any regrets in my college career? College career, man. I mean, there's always plays I wish I made.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one game, man, I was sick. I probably shouldn't. I really shouldn't have played. I was sick. I was fighting. I probably had the flu, but I was like, or the cold, whatever. But like
Yeah.
all week, I was sick.
Pre-COVID
Yeah,
stuff.
all week I was sick, and I tried to play. I was just in my head that game. I got beat like 2 touchdowns. They got me twice that day.
Yeah.
Probably should have just let somebody else play for real. But I don't know. You don't really think like that as a player. Like if I let him play, he might.
Do
Not that
better.
I don't got confidence in it, but every time I cramped up and somebody came in, they got beat.
Right.
So I just
So,
thought like I'm probably the best option.
right.
Um, but nah, not really. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go back to high school real quick. I never
Mm-hmm.
forget. Um, my last game I ever played. I looked up at we was warming up in the gym. I looked up at the banner, and they had McNamara Gym
Mm-hmm.
got these championship. They got championship banners with the years, the
Right.
teams who won championship. And I walk past that gym every day for 4 years,
Yeah.
and would look at the football championship like picturing 2012 or like picturing our year,
Yeah.
and to know that like that just wasn't gonna happen. Boy, I mean, we warming up. Luckily nobody saw me, but tears just like
Yeah.
falling down my face. But by the time I got to college, bro, it was just different because I finally like I don't know, I was able to just let go of the game. Didn't hurt as much my senior year.
Mm.
Up until then, I took losses very seriously. I didn't really
Yeah.
want to
Oh,
talk to
I know.
nobody.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't really care. I didn't want to go out. I didn't understand how people could like lose and then go party. Like it was weird to me.
Yeah.
But the losses, we had this one loss and I played pretty good. But my boy Callie, it was his first start and
Yeah.
he was hurt. Like his parents couldn't tell him nothing. He was down and I looked at him like he was so mad. I was just like, it's just a game.
Mm.
At that point, I was like, it's just a game. I really just let it go, and I was able to kind of enjoy that season more.
Yeah.
But I was like, it ain't hurt as much no more.
Yeah.
But I finished it. What's the question?
Did you have any regrets?
Nah, man, because I tell you why I didn't have no regrets.
Okay.
My last game I played versus Pace,
Uh-huh.
it came down to the wire. It's like fourth down. They need a touchdown. Yeah, they got to score a touchdown. They lined up in this funky little formation. They threw it to the guy I was guarding, and I had a pass break up. Like it was in dude's hands. He in the end zone. I knocked it out.
Was that your last ever pass breakup?
That was like the last ever play. Yeah, for it to end like that.
Yeah.
For my career to end on a good note like that, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I actually feel like I can leave this game in peace, knowing like I did something like that to end my career.
Impactful.
So
Yeah.
I felt good about like saying, I don't know, and I wonder like if I didn't make that play, do I try to go to the league? Like, do I try to like keep going? But
Yeah.
bruh,
You were
I
content.
made that play after the game. I was like, bro, I'm good.
Wow. That's amazing. That's great that you were able to end on a play that left you like, not thinking, you know, too hard.
Yeah, I was satisfied. Plus my knees was hurt. My knees was hurting. I used to take ibuprofen, 2 ibuprofens before practice, and then I would take 3 before the game and 2 at halftime because of my knees and my groin. So I
Probably
was
way too much.
nah, they said no more than 6 per day. So I said 5. I would do 5.
But that was that okay. Anyway, so for those who are listening, for Tyler to say that to tell a teammate is just a game is very funny
I
because
didn't tell him that. I said
oh
that to myself.
okay
I said that to myself.
but either way for you to have that mindset is just very that was like a monumental moment in a way, because for y'all's reference, just like I told you in high school, he would walk past me and act like I didn't exist before football games. Well, I was that girlfriend who tuned in to every football game. I was locked in. And yeah, I was tuning in to support him, of course, but I was also tuning in to see if I was going to even be spoken to that night. I knew that if they lost, well, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to hear from him until Sunday morning, if that, maybe Sunday afternoon, but definitely not Saturday night. So
And after I came after that, like senior year, I was
yeah,
yeah, we was talking like it
I
wasn't
think it got better.
yeah, it got a
Yeah.
lot better. I just really uh you just realize some things, man. Life just hit me different for some
Yeah, I was
reason.
going to say, now with that, like, looking back at it, do you think that if you maybe were quicker to let things go, do you think your other seasons would have been more enjoyable, or do you think you just naturally progressed to that place?
That was just a natural progression. I think junior year was fun. Junior
Okay.
year was a heck of a time, especially because we were winning. But part of me, I don't know. I know I worked very hard, and you'll never know if you worked enough.
Yeah.
You just never know. You know what I'm saying? I hear stories about like CJ McCullum. CJ McCullum went to Lehigh, like small school basketball player.
Okay.
But he would middle of the night go to the gym, put up shots. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's
Hmm.
like I know I couldn't do that really for football.
Right.
But it's like, did I do enough? Like I know in the off season, like even with winter conditioning, even getting up 4:30 in the morning, I would still wake up Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, everybody else asleep. I go down to the gym, do ladder workouts, and like put in the work when everybody else wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
But it's still that thing of like, man, did I really do enough? So I don't know if it'll ever be like, if I didn't take it hard, would I have done better? I'm thinking like, did I do enough to
Yeah.
for myself? You know what I'm saying? But by the time I got to that point, senior year, I was like, I really have been putting in the work. So
Hmm.
I can't be upset at the outcome. I put in the work. So the outcome
Yeah.
never really hit me as hard when I knew I did everything I could.
Do you feel that you have any other unanswered questions? Like you were saying that if you didn't make that last pass breakup, like would you have tried to go to the league? Do you feel like you have any more of those questions after your last game of your senior year?
What would I have? What would I have been if I had a trainer? Always is
Mm,
something that's in my mind. I never bothered my parents about getting a trainer.
yeah,
My parents financially did everything they could just to put me in school,
yeah,
so I wasn't about to ask for personal trainer. I just went out and worked.
yeah,
So, and I feel like trainers is more like where probably would have helped me with certain things like getting my speed up or just getting a little stronger. But I always wonder like if I put more financial investment into myself, how
mm,
would I have turned out? And but I don't really trip on it because I work my butt off. Like I'm
yeah,
really cool with knowing I worked hard. Like even when I got home on Sundays, man, after church, I change my clothes and do like 2-3 mile run. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I was always trying to make sure I did something, especially like I said, those junior senior year, like I was working. So it is what it is. But I'm like I said, I'm good with it.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
all right. Now post college life, um, post college athlete life. What was the hardest part about that? Like not having to go to workouts, not having spring ball to go to, like what was that transition like for you?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with my time. Uh, Time just felt like it was moving really slow.
Mhm.
So like I don't know, man. I was just, I was starting to kind of expand my friend group. That's well after college, like
Yeah,
after football was over,
right.
kind of expanding people like I, be hanging with. I'm normally hanging with my team, and I guess everybody was kind of doing it. We all kind of tired of each other. It's just
Yeah,
a little bit, right?
yeah,
So I was just like, I really it just felt like a big space in my life was just gone. Like I really didn't know how to feel that hole
Mhm.
for a while. Luckily, I was asked to like coach spring ball, um, so that kind of helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But and I ended up working like 2 3 jobs. I was already doing that with football, but it was luckily I took on like another shift. Like I was DJing the basketball games,
Mm.
uh, and then I was teaching kids how to code
Nice.
on top of doing the football on top of coaching. So I was just trying to like stay busy, but it was a little, everything about that time was weird. I was just glad to get home, glad to graduate and get home for real.
Now, before I ask you about coaching, being in New Hampshire, I'm sure you have plenty of cold games or practices. Was your coldest game at home or on the road?
Oh, my coldest game was on the road actually. My coldest game was in Pittsburgh my freshman year. We played
Wow.
Seton Hill.
Okay.
I think that was probably the best game I played that year. That was cool. My parents was able to come see that. My god sister saw that game. A
Nice.
couple other people, and um, that game was that was different. Now, for some reason, game day weather was always good.
Okay.
Practices though, for football practices was terrible. Spring ball specifically, we had one practice where it was 7 degrees,
Mm.
and it was like you gotta cover up every part of your body.
Mm.
And so
No,
one
thank
time I took
you.
my mouthpiece out, and when I put it back in, I was crushing on ice, like from my mouthpiece. So that was cool. But it was only when the practices was we would practice, 4:45 in the morning.
Mm.
So, and even during the season, we would always have like a 4:45 practice, and those were
Wow.
really the days when it was like, bro, why we, really made you think, is this what you really want to do?
Am I cut out for this?
Yeah, yeah. But I had a whole I had a whole, I had a whole thing for that.
Yeah.
I put my gloves in my pants to keep my glove warm until I until I pulled them out. Because if you kept your gloves in the air,
Then it's
you know
gonna
what I'm
get
saying, you ain't even
cold.
got a chance. And then while I'm
Right.
walking down there, I had my hands in my pants.
Hands in your
Hands
pants.
in your pants.
All right. And coaching spring ball, did that like kind of ignite a coaching bug in you? Like did you enjoy coaching spring ball?
I think I always had it.
Mhm.
During the when I was home, I would work at Coach Joseph's football camps.
Okay.
So I kind of always had it. They I just felt like it was an honor for them to ask me.
Mhm.
But no, I like the X's and O's part of the game.
Okay.
And, the more I watch film and the more I would study and realize that, like, you know, a lot of these teams, they gonna do what they say they gonna do. Like, what's going on in the film, that's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen in the game.
Mm.
Then when I realized that and I learned how to like really study a player, study a team. When they get in this formation, they're gonna do this.
Yeah.
If this dude come and do this type of motion, they're gonna run that. I was like, oh man, like this is cool to know that I can recognize this stuff.
Right.
And so I think I always like X's and O's. Will I officially coach? I don't know.
Okay.
I gotta get some more money.
Yeah, that's true. It's an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Now, when you watch football, like as just a regular spectator, do you like sit there and analyze everything, or do you watch it for enjoyment, or a little bit of both?
When the first year after college, I tried to really enjoy it as a fan, just like a fan of football. I didn't try to do too much X's and O's, looking at the plays, seeing how they were lined up.
Yeah.
But you kind of can't help it.
Okay.
Like when you see a receiver not covered before the play even start, you're like, all right,
But you
what are they
let's see
doing?
what they're gonna do.
Like, how do you give up a touchdown in this coverage? Don't make no sense. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Stuff like that. So I try, but
Yeah.
sometimes, man, I can't help myself.
Yeah. I mean, once it's in you, it's in you. Now, what would you say is the easier or best part of like post college sports?
Oh man, there's no pain. I'm not waking up like hurting.
Yeah.
Hey, everything you do is because you want to. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not really moving off of somebody else's. I'm not getting up at 4:40 knowing that I'm about to go like die.
Yeah.
Not literally, but do a whole bunch of workouts and stuff. So, um, just have my own schedule, man.
What about working out? Like, did you work out? Because I know for me, like, that was the hardest part. It was the fact that knowing, like, I don't have to work out anymore. I don't have to do anything. So I just didn't. Was that your situation? Or did you still try to go to the gym? Like,
I wasn't in the weight room for a while.
okay.
Um, at least like my senior year, I would do things like I would help some kids that weren't athletes. Like I would take them to the weight room and
Mm-hmm.
like I would help like teach them, show them how to do the bench press and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I also was like I was playing basketballs, and that was like
Okay.
my hobby. That was fun. So
Yeah.
I was really just I was doing like the intramural basketball league at school. Like I was just balling. And then when I got home, I actually started going to the rec center and like
Okay.
got back to like working out and stuff like that.
Nice.
So
Okay. It's good that you took some time out and got to do some things that you probably wasn't able to do during the season.
yeah,
All right. I have one more question before we get into the quick hitters.
okay.
Um, what have you been able to apply to life from like lessons from playing football?
Mm, um,
If you had to give
yeah.
me one thing.
Oh, consistency, consistency. Struggle with that. I struggle with that in life, but I know like from football, at least for me, it's all about consistency. Like
Hmm.
once I found a routine, stuck to it, and then just once I did what I did every day, and became prepared
Yeah.
and was prepared, it wasn't much that was going to like really stop me. So definitely consistency for sure.
Okay. You ready for the quick hitters?
Let's get it.
All right. Who do you think you played like?
All right, I'm gonna say honestly, I don't know.
Now these supposed to be quick hitters. Like, nah, it's your show. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I thought about this. Right now, I'm gonna say big play Slay. I think Darius Slay.
Oh.
That's kind of cocky for me, but yeah, I rock with Slay.
All right. And who was a professional player that you tried to emulate?
I tried to emulate Charles Woodson.
Okay. Who did he play for?
He used to play for the Raiders and the Packers.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, Charles Woodson, man, because he kind of had my like the length.
Mhm.
Of course, he was way bigger than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heisman Trophy winner dude, but like when I watched him play, I was like, okay, this is kind of like the type of player I feel like I can be.
You were the We Choose D2 version.
Thank you.
What was your favorite place to play? Oh, yeah. Where was your favorite place to play?
New Haven on the blue field.
Yeah, that was quite a field.
Yeah, man.
Turf or grass?
Very nice grass.
Bougie grass.
Bougie grass. Now, if the grass ain't bougie, put me on turf.
Okay.
People, you know what I mean. Like if it's not good grass, I'm playing on
What
turf.
does good grass mean?
Man, good grass is cut low,
But no dirt showing?
but no dirt showing.
Mm,
It feel like a carpet. That's good grass. Good
that is
grass is
rare.
grass is this like one of them grass is so good you think it's turf.
Right.
I witnessed this. I've never played on it, but I witnessed it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But
Home or away?
I like the road.
You like the road?
Man, nobody came to our home game, bro. People only came to our home game. Like I think we had like 2 sold out games.
Oh, in your whole like college career?
Yeah, man. It wasn't too many
Oh,
people that came to the home game, so I preferred the road.
favorite player?
Brian Dawkins,
Who do you play for?
Philadelphia Eagles,
What number?
number 20.
Okay. Favorite player? Oh, I just said that.
Ed Reed.
I knew there was another
real
one.
quick. 3 players, right?
Uh,
Let me throw this out there, right?
Okay.
Brian Dawkins is my number 1.
Right.
I loved him, right? Ed Reed, and then of course Deion Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, Mike. I put in my notes. Mike. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Favorite team?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Out of all the QBs you played with, who do you trust the most in a 2-minute drill?
Yanni Gonzalez, YG, all day.
Every day.
Nobody else, respectfully.
All right. Well, that is the end of our show. Tyler Show, Technically Athletic. I mean, you can take it away because I did not practice an outro.
Oh, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is Technically Athletic, y'all. Peace.
Bye.